Hey guys, Smart and Simple Programming back here again, and in this video for our Excel series, we're actually more than halfway into the series and we're kind of wrapping it up. So we're more than halfway into the series, and for this video, we're going to be talking about some most important things in Excel: functions and formulas. Okay, so here I have a simple spreadsheet that's incomplete. It has a product cost. So say you're buying a product and the products cost 3, 15, 16, 89, 37, 96. And actually when I was creating the spreadsheet, I did not convert it to currency, which is my bad because these are costs. So these are the product costs. And over here is an empty column for total cost. And in this column, we're going to make a tax. So basically, how a tax would work is pretty obvious. You have a product, and then you have a tax, which is a little more extra money, 7%, 4%, depending what state you're living in. They have a small percent of tax that goes to government. Now, to find this cost, I can just do, so if the tax is 4%, I can do 1.04 to get the tax, and I would have to do the math for that, use the math function. But basically that's how we would do it. But there actually is a smart way to do it. It's called functions. So the first thing I'll do is type an equal sign right there, and I can write A2, or I can just write equal sign and click on the square I want to use. But we're going to just write A2 times 1.04. And we get the tax. And I'm going to drop this down, all the way down, and we get tax for each of these. And notice how they're not the same, because we use this function. So if I click on another one, my bad, what am I doing? Okay. Yeah, so if I click on another one, I would get the same result. But it would be a different square. This time it's A3, not A2. So this is actually a really important tool that you can use. And there are a couple of other things you can do. So you can do like practically anything. So say I want to add all these together. I will do total cost equals this plus this plus this and etc. Now there's a whole bunch of things we could do. We saw multiplication, we saw this addition, and it's pretty cool if you ask me. I really enjoy doing this. It makes life a lot easier when working with Excel. So now I'm going to be talking to you about formulas, which are kind of the same thing, but they're built-in functions built into Excel. So if we go up into our ribbon, you see this whole thing for formulas. Let's click on that. Now, a lot of stuff you won't really ever need. I mean, you have some calculations objects, which is pretty self-explanatory if you start clicking on it. So I'll let you play with that later. So one thing we can do is the auto sum, which if you click on it, it'll sum the bunch of numbers. And if you notice when I click on it, it automatically guesses what I'm trying to do. It guesses the total product cost. And it's actually correct. That's what I want. So if I click on that, it'll work. Now, we're not going to really need that, but for now. But that is extremely cool. And there's a bunch of other functions. If I click here on insert functions, I can search for one. These are some of the popular functions. RTD, which is whatever this says, reveals real-time data from a program that supports COM automation. To be honest, I don't even know what that means, but you can actually search it up, what it does on Excel, and there's a lot of Excel tutorials out there, so you can actually look at these specific things on probably the Excel documentation website. This is a sum, which adds all the numbers in a range of cells, which is the auto sum. Average, mean, average. cube value, decimal, minute, date. So there's a whole bunch of cool things you can do with it. If I click on that and say cube value, it'll make a connection. That's basically what you want it to do. Oops. So I don't know how to use each specific function actually, but if I really want to know how to do something, I can just go here online, search it up, how to use, I don't know, RTD in Excel. Click on one of the pop-ups, whatever loads, and you could probably and support Microsoft, which has all the documentation for all Microsoft programs, or one of these videos. There's a lot of easy ways you can find out what a function does. So let's just write a quick total cost. You can either use the AutoSum, or you should start memorizing a few functions, not all of them, just like the sum, the average, a couple of other ones, not all the functions, because there are probably 1,000 functions in there. Sum, this, and I can do sum. I can add them all together. I can B2, B3, B4, or etc. Or I can just do the auto sum. So there are a lot of ways you can do things. So that was the end of this video. In this video, we talked about functions and formulas. Okay, I'll see you in the next video.